Welcome to Chapter Shift, the place where great books become life-changing ideas. Every week we explore the wisdom behind the world's most influential books so you can learn faster, think deeper, and grow with every chapter. Let's begin.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Hey everyone, grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and welcome to today's Explainer. Look, we're not going to sit through some dry, boring academic finance lecture today. No way. Instead, we're diving into the core, really life-changing ideas from Robert Kiyosaki's absolute classic Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So let's jump right in and explore how just a simple shift in how you think about money can completely rewrite your future. But first, let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like you're just running on a giant hamster wheel? You know the drill. You wake up, sit in endless bumper-to-bumper traffic, work all day just to pay the bills, go to sleep, and desperately wait for Friday to roll around. If that sounds familiar, believe me, you are absolutely not alone. Most of the world is stuck in what we call the rat race. And it's just so easy to stay stuck, isn't it? We all tell ourselves, oh, I'll start budgeting tomorrow, or I'll start saving next week. Honestly, at this point, tomorrow deserves Employee of the Month. It works so hard for us. We so often treat our credit cards like free money, just happily swiping away, right up until the day that bill finally catches up to us. Now, the whole catalyst for what we're talking about today actually comes from the author's childhood. Robert grew up with two father figures, and they had completely opposite views on money. His real dad, who he calls the poor dad, was super highly educated but always seemed to struggle with money. But his best friend's dad, the rich dad, well, he never even finished the 8th grade, yet he became incredibly wealthy. Robert had to choose which path he was going to follow. And this brilliantly shows the difference in how they thought. His poor dad would always tell him, hey, study hard so you can find a good company to work for. But his rich dad, he said, study hard to find a good company to buy. See the difference? One mindset prepares you to be a hardworking employee your entire life, while the other prepares you to take control and actually own your destiny. So that brings us to lesson 1, the golden rule, assets versus liabilities. You know, financial advice usually sounds like some confusing foreign language full of big, scary words, but we are going to keep it incredibly simple today. The most crucial point is literally a 6th grade level definition. Ready? An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. That's it. That is the whole thing. A lot of people out there think their massive house or that fancy new car is an asset. But listen, if it's taking cash out of your pocket every single month for the mortgage, taxes, and repairs, it's actually a liability. So how do we actually apply this in the real world? Well, it's basically a 2-step process. First, pay yourself first. Before you pay the electric bill, and definitely before you buy that overpriced vanilla latte, take a small slice of your income. Just a slice. Second, use that cash to buy an asset, something that will actually generate more cash for you. Think stocks, bonds, or a piece of real estate. Moving right along to lesson 2, the rich don't work for money. Now, this concept can be a bit of a mind bender. Most of us are taught to go to school, get a job, and work hard for a paycheck. But the rich, they figure out how to make money work for them. So what keeps the rest of us trapped working for that paycheck? It basically comes down to 2 really powerful emotions, fear and desire. The fear of not having enough money forces us out of bed and into jobs we might not even like. And then the desire for shiny new things guarantees that the second we get paid, we spend every single dime we make. It's the engine that keeps the rat race spinning. We humans are pretty funny creatures, aren't we? I mean, buying 5 totally unnecessary things on sale feels like saving money, right up until the credit card bill reminds you that spending is still spending. When most people get a pay raise at work, it usually just triggers this instant desire to buy a bigger TV or lease a fancier car. So their income goes up, sure, but their expenses go right up with it, leading them straight back to zero. So here is your practical application for lesson 2. The very next time you feel the urge to make an emotional purchase, like buying those expensive shoes you're going to wear exactly one time, just pause, catch that emotion, stop reacting. Instead, use your brain for a second and ask yourself, how can I take this cash and put it into an asset that works for me today? Okay, on to lesson 3, mind your own business. There's this really great story about Ray Kroc, the guy who founded McDonald's. He once asked a group of college students what business they thought he was in. Naturally, they all laughed and said, hamburgers, obviously. Ray just smiled and said, no, my business is real estate. See, most people confuse their profession with their business. Your profession, whether you're a manager, a mechanic, or a nurse, that pays your daily bills. But your business? That's your asset column. Now, you don't have to quit your day job right now. Please don't do that. But you do need to spend your spare time building your own asset column instead of only working 40 hours a week just to make your boss rich. All right, so how can you start minding your own business tonight? It's super simple. Step 1, keep your daily living expenses as low as you reasonably can. Step 2, stop buying liabilities that are cleverly disguised as assets. And step 3, take that hour or two you normally spend watching TV in the evening and use it to study an investment you actually find interesting. And that leads us to the ultimate wealth, financial intelligence. The absolute truth is that money comes and goes. We've all heard those crazy stories of lottery winners who win millions and then go totally broke in like 3 years, right? But if you know how money actually works, you have permanent power over it. The core truth here is that your mind is your greatest asset. Investing in your own financial education is literally the strongest foundation you can possibly build. You have to train your brain to see the hidden opportunities that everyone else is just walking right past. So as we wrap up our little coffee chat today, let's just quickly review the main takeaways. Keep it simple, guys. Buy true assets that actually put money in your pocket. Master those tricky, sneaky emotions of fear and desire so they stop controlling your wallet. And start minding your own business by building your very own asset column, starting today. Before we go, I want to leave you with one really powerful thought to chew on. Think about your daily routine, your habits, your big goals in life. What is one real, tangible asset that you are going to put into your asset column tomorrow? If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to subscribe to Chapter Shift for more